Come closer, my friend. The night is deep, and the shadows are listening. What I'm about to tell you is not just a story. It's a warning, a tale whispered in fear by those who have heard her footsteps, but did not live to tell the tale. They call her Lady Midnight. And if you ever find yourself walking alone at night, when the world is silent and the air is still, you might hear her behind you. A slow, deliberate clicking of heels against the pavement, step by step by step. And whatever you do, don't turn around. It all began many years ago in the quiet town of Ravenshade, a place where secrets festered beneath polite smiles and every locked door hid something unspeakable. In the heart of the town stood Ravenshade Boarding School, an old towering building with halls that stretched endlessly and windows that always seemed to watch you. The students there feared one person more than any ghost story: Miss Evelyn Mao, the headmistress. She was strict, almost unnaturally so. She never smiled. She never raised her voice. But her presence alone could silence an entire room. Some said she could hear thoughts. Others swore that she knew who would break the rules before they even did. And then there were the rumors. Rumors that Miss Mao never really slept, that her footsteps made no sound, even when she walked across old wooden floors, that her shadow moved even when she stood still. The whispers turned into fear. Fear turned into paranoia. And soon, the people of Ravenshade wanted her gone. One stormy night, the town's council gathered. A secret meeting. They decided that Evelyn Mao was not natural. She was a witch, a demon in human skin. And demons had no place in their town. They came for her at midnight, dragged her from her room, ignoring her screams, her pleas. They took her deep into the woods, to a place where no one would hear her cry for help. There, in the pouring rain, they sentenced her to a fate worse than death. They broke her legs, one by one, with a heavy iron hammer. The sound of cracking bone echoed through the trees. She would never walk again, never return to Ravenshade, never teach another child. They left her there, in the cold and the dark, believing that nature itself would finish what they started. But before the darkness swallowed her, Miss Moreau spoke her final words. "You can break my body, but you cannot silence me. When the moon is high and the world is quiet, I will return, and those who hear my footsteps will walk no more." For a while, it seemed as though nothing had changed. The town moved on. The school replaced her. The students whispered about her fate, but only in hushed voices. Until a year later, when Jonah Hale disappeared. He was a student, a rule breaker, known for sneaking out past curfew, for daring to wander the halls when everyone else was asleep. The night he vanished, a few students swore they heard him whisper, "Who's there?" A pause. "This isn't funny." And then, running footsteps, a door slamming, silence. By morning, he was gone. No body, no sign of struggle, only his shoes, neatly placed outside his dorm room door. Then it happened again. A teacher, a janitor, a night guard. One by one, they disappeared. Each time, the only clue left behind was the same: their shoes, neatly placed outside their door. The town was terrified. No one dared to say it aloud, but deep in their hearts, they knew. Miss Mao had returned, and this time, her footsteps were louder than ever. For years, the town of Ravenshade lived in terror. People vanished without a trace. No blood, no bodies, no struggle. Only their shoes, placed neatly outside their doors. The town council tried everything. Priests blessed the land. Witches cast protective charms. But still, she walked. Then came Elena Crosswell. She wasn't a believer. She wasn't afraid. She was just a girl who had lost her sister to Lady Midnight's curse. And she was going to get her back. Elena spent months gathering information. She spoke to the oldest villagers, read ancient texts, and even visited the ruins of Ravenshade boarding school. And that's when she discovered something strange. Miss Mau's body had never been found. The town had left her in the forest, but no one knew what had happened after that night. Elena realized that Lady Midnight wasn't a spirit seeking revenge. She was a soul trapped between two worlds, a ghost without a grave, a woman who had been broken but never laid to rest. Elena knew what she had to do. One stormy night, just like the one when Miss Moreau had been left to die, Elena walked deep into the forest, to the place where the town had abandoned her. She carried only 3 things. 1. A lantern to light the way. 2. A pair of old shoes, a symbol of those who had been taken. 3. A single white lily, a flower of mourning. She stood in the clearing, her heart pounding, and spoke into the darkness. Eveline Mau, I know what they did to you. I know the pain you carry, but this is not your place. You were never given peace, but I offer it to you now. The wind howled. The trees groaned. The ground beneath her feet shifted. Then, the footsteps began. Click, clack, click, clack. They were getting closer. Elena did not run. She did not turn around. She simply placed the shoes and the flower on the ground, knelt, and whispered, "You do not have to walk alone anymore." The footsteps stopped. The wind went silent. And then, a voice, soft and broken, whispered back, "Thank you." The air around her grew warm. The tension melted away. And in that moment, Elena knew Lady Midnight was gone. For the first time in years, Ravenshade awoke to a morning when no one had disappeared. And in front of Elena's house, placed neatly on the doorstep, was a single pair of old, worn shoes. Lady Midnight had taken her final step. But is it really over? They say the curse was lifted that night, that Lady Midnight finally found peace. But some believe otherwise. Some say that if you walk alone at night, in a place where the air feels too still and the silence feels too heavy, you might still hear them, soft, faint, just behind you. Click, clack, click, clack. And if you do not turn around, because some ghosts do not want revenge. They just want company.